Hello, welcome back to Heavy Metal Devils. Danny here, giving you more of the latest Manchester United news and a few bits to get into regarding Rasmus Højlund. Where would we be without a good Rasmus Højlund story? He's dominated my news for the last few weeks, and we've got some news regarding our midfield, mainly Scott McTominay. But just before we get into it, go ahead and check out the video I put out yesterday. It's the Real Madrid versus Manchester United match preview. The game is happening tonight at 1:30 in the morning. Are you going to watch it? Let me know down below. And just before we get into the news again, don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button. We're trying to get to 600 ASAP. I might have some giveaways happening pretty soon, so get subscribing. Anyway, let's get into the news, right? Anyway, let's talk about the midfield first. So, everyone knows we have been in for Sofyan Amrabat. Lots of news regarding him. It looks like we have agreed personal terms with Amrabat. He's not gone on tour with Fiorentina, so that all points to a move away, and that club is most likely Manchester United. You know, he has a desire to join Manchester United, and we have a desire to get him from Fiorentina. We just need to do a couple things. We need to sell players. We've already sold the likes of Alanga for 15 million, but apparently we have slapped a 50 million pound price tag on Scott McTominay. To me, it's a little bit overboard, a bit ridiculous, a bit high for a guy like Scott McTominay. He has his moments, but no offense to Scott McTominay, he is not a 50 million pound player. This is all a negotiation tactic. West Ham are very, very in for Scott McTominay, but I think we're going to end up letting him go for around the 30 to 40 million pound area. I don't think we'll get any more than 40 million. If we get 40 million, I think that is a great deal for Scott McTominay, but I'm not expecting it. I think around 30 to 35 is actually, if I'm actually really putting a number to it, between 30 and 35 mil is what we'll sell McTominay for. And with the additions of the Anthony Alanga sale and a few others, we're probably sitting around that 60 million mark. Sofyan Amrabat will cost between 30 and 35 million euros. So yeah, I think we got to get Scott McTominay out first. We also, I think, looks like Fred is going. We don't really know what's happening with Fred at the moment. Been loads of links with him moving away to like Fulham, Galatasaray. We all know they came in with an absolutely audacious bid a few weeks ago of 6 million. Jokes. And he's been linked to Saudi. Now, if we do go in for Amrabat, I have no issues with Fred and Scott McTominay leaving. That leaves us with 6 midfielders: Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Mason Mount, Kobe Mainoo, Casemiro, one more. I'm forgetting somebody. But yeah, we'll have around 6 midfielders, which is more than enough to get us through the season. Oh, and we'll have Amrabat if we sign him. So that's 6. There we go. Woo, long day today. Anyway. So yeah, Manchester United putting a 50 million pound price tag on McTominay. It's not shocking. Do you remember like a few years ago during the Jose era when Newcastle asked for 50 million for one of the Longstaff brothers? That's the insanity happening with Scott McTominay. Now, I personally would like to see both him and Fred leave the club. No offense. I just don't feel like they're up to the task of playing for Manchester United. They've got the spirit, they've got the energy, they just don't have the skill, unfortunately. So yeah, let me know. Do you think West Ham will come in and pay 50 million for Scott McTominay? We all know they have the money. They just sold Declan Rice for 105 million. But I think it's a long shot to ask for them to pay 50. I do think he will leave, but around the 30 to 35 million mark, which isn't bad. I think that is a fine deal. I think anywhere between 30 and 40 is cool. Anything less than that, we're starting to touch a bit of getting ripped off once again. But I wouldn't put Manchester United past that to get ripped off for Scott McTominay. But yeah, also, I mean, it looks like we're going to have. First, we've had a total revamp in goal. Last year, we had a total revamp in defense. This year, it looks like almost a total revamp in the midfield, with only basically Bruno being the one that remains from the last couple eras. So, yeah, very exciting. I love seeing a complete rebuild of the team. It's really exciting. I'm really excited for what Kobe Mainoo is going to do in that midfield if we're going to play him all that much. I don't want to see him go out on tour. I want to see, or not on tour, on loan. I want to see him get some minutes in the squad. But yeah, also, there has been reports that West Ham also want Maguire, and that's going to cost them around 30 to 40 million as well. But there's been also some reports that David Moyes could get the sack at some point, and that would really scupper a move for either McTominay or Maguire, I think. So we got to hope that doesn't happen, because we know he's big fans of both those players and would love them at the club. I think they would massively improve West Ham, and I think their fans would love both those players. They would fit in very well. They are very West Hammy players. West Hammy, write that in your book. Players. Yeah, I think it would work out with all parties. It's just up to them now if they want to go to a club like West Ham. I believe that is like around their level of ability. So I'd be all in for it. Let's try and make this happen, Manchester United. Now, where would we be without talking about Rasmus Højlund and our striker department? We all know Rasmus Højlund wants to come to Manchester United. Manchester United are about to table their first bid for Rasmus Højlund around that 60 million euro mark, and they are putting their foot down, saying they will not pay more than that. Maybe some add-ons, but they do not want to pay more than 60 million euros for Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund is basically pushing a move to only Manchester United, but things are starting to get a little muddy. I'm not totally in on believing in this, but I have to report it anyway. PSG are reportedly in for Rasmus Højlund as well. There are reports coming out of Paris today that they are set to offer Rasmus Højlund more money in wages and probably offer Atalanta a bigger transfer fee as well. Now, I don't understand why PSG are going for Rasmus. I know they are trying to go for a younger profile of players, but he doesn't really, to me, he's not really a PSG type of player. So this is one reason why I feel that this is all bluff. I don't think they may be going in for him, but I think this is more of a tactic to get United to pay a bit more as well. I don't think he wants to go. I think he'll only go to PSG if Manchester United falls through, or we end up signing Randall Kolo Muani or a Harry Kane or something like that. But I don't see either of those two happening. Rasmus Højlund is the guy we want to go for, and he desperately wants to come play for Manchester United. So there's been loads of reports about PSG coming in for a hijack. But in all honesty, I don't think that will ever happen. Maybe later on in his career, but he definitely wants Manchester United, and he wants to play under Erik ten Hag. He's coming in to most likely be our starting striker. I don't know if he'd be a starter at PSG, to be honest. I guess Mbappe's leaving, so he could be. But yeah, I think he stated that the wages aren't really a big deal. He's already agreed to personal terms with Manchester United. So I think he cares more about the club he is going to go play for than the wages he will earn. But yeah, let me know what you think. Are PSG really in for Rasmus Højlund? They could be, but I think it's a very long shot that they will actually get him. So yeah, that's the news I have for you at the moment. There could be a bit more to break. We're all waiting for that Rasmus Højlund. Here we go. I think people were expecting it to happen maybe today, tomorrow. I think it still could happen this week. We're pushing really hard on this deal, but we just got to sit tight and wait. We've got a game against Real Madrid tonight. most likely playing our full strength team at least for the first half, 60 minutes, because the kids just played 24 hours prior. And then we move on to our game against Dortmund. So don't expect Rasmus Højlund, if we do sign him, to be in by the Dortmund game. Maybe by the Athletic Bilbao, he'll be in and into the team and starting to learn how we play. I think this deal is 95% there, guys. It's happening. So just sit tight, hold your horses, and be patient. So far, the offseason has been fairly decent. We've got players in much quicker than we usually do. And one thing I was actually talking to a friend last night about was, I can't remember the last time we've had two seasons in a row, two transfer seasons in a row where we actually got proper players in. We usually go hard on one transfer season, and then the next one we get the likes of Grant or a Fred to come in and doesn't really improve the team at all. So this is a very positive way this club is going, even though the Glazers are still in charge. It seems like the people who are actually running the club kind of have a feel of what to do now, even though I think Erik ten Hag is leading that way. But fuck the Glazers. Glazers out. We all know they ain't doing nothing with this club. This is everyone else pulling it together. So the sooner they're out, the better, to be honest. So anyway, that's the news I have for you. Please go check out the match preview for Real Madrid versus Manchester United happening tonight. I want you to comment below. Tell me the players you want to see featured in that game. And comment below as well about some of these potential transfers of McTominay going to West Ham and Højlund most likely coming to Manchester United. But yeah, anyway, don't forget to like, share, and the big one, subscribe. I see so many people watching these videos without subscribing. So please, please subscribe. It helps me out so much. And I'll be doing some giveaways once we get to that proper subscriber number. But for now, I'll see you all on the next one soon. Later.